So we will get started. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Just a reminder, this is our monthly Restore and Reflect class. So come to a comfortable seat. If you have a pillow or a blanket or some yoga blocks to sit on, that might be really comfortable for you. Let me change this awkward song. Okay. So come to a comfortable seat. If you, I should start mine. If you do track your workouts, this still counts. So feel free to turn that bad boy on. Come to a comfortable seat. Stack your shoulders up over your hips. Engage through your core for stability. Reach the crown of your head to the sky. Relax your shoulders down your back and softly close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Feel your lungs expand, your chest might lift, and exhale, forcibly push all of that air out of your lungs. Take a slightly larger, fuller inhale through the nose. See if you can invite even more air into your lungs. And then once again, forcibly exhale. With force, push all of the air out of your lungs, trying to empty them completely. Find yourself out of all oxygen, and then fill yourself up with the cleanest, freshest, fullest breath you have ever had. Invite in as much air as you possibly can. Fill your chest, feel your lungs expand. Hold when you reach the top. And exhale, sigh it out. Allow yourself to try to focus your attention on the sound of your inhale, coming in through the nose, still taking long, slow, deep inhales, and exhaling perhaps through the nose or through gently parted lips. Like an ever-moving stream of airflow coming in through the nose, filling your body with nourishment, and exhaling back out into the world. Perhaps see how long it takes you to count to a complete inhale. Perhaps you can count to 4 or 6 or 8 or maybe even 10 if you can take slow enough breaths. And as you exhale, see if you can match that same length of breath as you exhale. So inhale to your number as you count, and then exhale, count back from that same number to 0, and see if you can match the time it takes you to fully inhale and the time it takes you to fully exhale. Allowing your attention to be on the numbers that you count, and allowing yourself to forget about all of the other distractions that might be around you. And perhaps After a few cycles of breath at that number, perhaps begin to work towards extending your breath to one higher number, slowing down the inhale while inviting as much breath in as you can, and still trying to match that length of your exhale as you meter how much air you release with each count. Feeling your palms resting gently on your knees or your thighs. Rolling your shoulders down your back. Reaching the crown of your head, maybe a little taller. And just keeping enough attention in your core to feel supported through your back. Trying to release everything below the hips. As you are concentrating on yourself right now, I invite you to begin to reflect on the past few weeks as we are now coming to an end of the month of March. Can you summarize some of the things that you did over the past few weeks? Were there any special events on the weekends that you participated in? Did you have any meaningful occasions to celebrate, like a birthday or an anniversary? Try to think of all the most positive, impactful things that you experienced in the month of March. Trying to think back 26 whole days and counting all of the highest highs. And if you are having a hard time remembering everything that happened in the month of March, that's okay. Don't dwell on it. Start with yesterday. Start with today. And then work your way back to yesterday, perhaps last weekend. Allow yourself to fill up in the joy that you experienced, however great or small, over the past 26 days. Even if you perhaps had a difficult month, what were the shining moments that you held on to for sparks of joy? Can you take an opportunity to show gratitude toward those sparks of joy? Those moments of triumph or celebration, or even just getting through it. Wherever your highs fell on the spectrum, acknowledge them and show gratitude toward them. And then let's also acknowledge maybe some of the more challenging opportunities that we were faced with. Can you think of some difficult moments that challenged you over the past month? And if nothing too drastic is coming to mind, that's okay. Show some gratitude. Feel grateful for that lack of struggle. If you did have a particularly difficult month, acknowledge how that made you feel. Was it sadness, disappointment, fear, anger? Allow yourself to acknowledge what those feelings were. And show gratitude even toward them. For you did or will make it through those struggles. And you will learn and grow as a result of them. The goal of meditation is to observe and try to remove judgment from those observations. Can we just acknowledge what was without putting our own judgment on it, even to ourselves? Any of those struggles or challenges or tragedies or opportunities, allow them, if you can, and it might take time, allow them to try to lift up out of you and be something that you can see right in front of you, rather than something that you're feeling inside of you. And if that's not in the cards today, that's okay. It's something to strive for. Say thank you for that struggle. Now, moving on, because this actually happens to be not only the end of a month, but also the end of a season. Take an opportunity to recognize that winter has concluded and spring has just begun. An opportunity to start anew. New goals, new challenges, new struggles that we haven't faced yet. New opportunities to excel or grow or survive. Allow yourself to feel hopeful for the unknown future that is just before you. Imagine your beautiful visions of spring, whatever that is. Perhaps it's flowers, or the beach, in the sand, in the sun, or being outdoors hiking. Think of all of the things that you hope to focus your energy on during this season of growth. And acknowledge that you still have the time and the opportunity to dedicate yourself and your energy and your time and your effort to making those things that are important to you a priority, and to bring those goals to life. Begin to take longer, deeper breaths once again, drawing your attention back to your breath, which is your life force that circulates through your body, your beautiful vessel that you roam with this earth. Gently begin to draw your shoulders up, back, and down. Once again, up, back, and down. Sit just a little bit taller. Broaden through the collarbone. Lift your chin with pride. Beautiful. Gently, at your relaxing convenience, begin to flutter your eyes open. And when you're ready, if you are seated on blocks or pillow or blanket or chair, go ahead and remove those items from beneath you and put them off to the side. And come to a seated position. If this cross-legged position is not comfortable for you, then feel free to either straighten your legs or come to a hero's pose standing on your shins. Find a place that is comfortable for you where you feel supported and grounded. Take your right hand and place it on the ground beneath you. Inhale, reach your left arm up overhead. Feel the gentle stretch along your left side body. Begin to push yourself back to center. Place your left hand down. Reach your right arm up overhead. Beautiful. Place your right arm back down. Take your left hand, place it on your right knee. Take your right hand, place it at the base of your spine. Inhale, reach the crown of your head tall, and exhale as you engage through the core for stability as you gently look over your right shoulder. Keeping the core engaged, come back to center and switch. Place your left hand at the base of your spine, right hand on your left knee. Keeping the core engaged, inhale to lift and exhale to lengthen and twist. Come back slowly to center. Seated cat and cow. Inhale, lift up with your chest. Find a nice arc in your upper back. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale, seated cat pose. Around the spine, tuck your chin. Push your belly button toward the back wall. Inhale once again, seated cow. Lift through the chest. Exhale, seated cat. Round the spine, tuck your chin. Come back to center. With a strong, stable, tall spine, gently begin slow neck rotations. Tilt your neck down, your chin down. Slowly begin to roll towards your right ear toward your right shoulder, opening up through the throat, tilting your head back, and then left ear to left shoulder, and back to center. One more time in this direction to the right. Slowly with control. All the way around until your chin comes back down toward your chest, and then move the other direction. Starting toward the left ear, towards your left shoulder, looking up and back, right ear to right shoulder, and just notice if you're feeling any tension in your neck or your shoulders. Last round, get your chin all the way back to center. Beautiful. Make your way to a tabletop position. So come down to your knees, all fours. Fingers are nice and wide. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Inhale, belly drops, cow pose, look up, broaden through the collarbone. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine. Push the mat straight down. Inhale, cow pose, look up. Exhale, cat pose. And if you like to add on some additional custom warm-ups, go ahead and do that now. Maybe you like to add in some ankle rotations, a few more neck rolls. I like to open up my wrists, so I point my fingers back toward me, palms up, and I gently rock forward and back and side to side. So just taking this opportunity to customize where you know you feel a little tight and you need to just breathe in and move into those areas. Beautiful. Make sure whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. And then come back to your supported tabletop position. Inhale, reach your right arm up so it's parallel to the ground and look down and in front of you. Reach your fingers forward like you're about to shake someone's hand. Push your belly button up towards your spine to keep the back long and flat. And then begin to lift your left leg high. So right arm, left leg. Left leg is parallel to the ground, toes point down. Engage through your left glute and thigh to reach your left heel behind you. Notice you very well may start to wobble or sway. That's okay. Try to squeeze your belly button up toward the spine for stability and press into your grounded hand and knee to keep yourself centered. Hold here one more breath. Find that control. Slowly lower down both your hand and knee. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Fingers reach forward, still looking down and in front of you. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Kick through the heel, toes point down. Lengthen the leg as much as you can, activating your right glutes and your right thigh for stability. Squeeze that belly button up. Press down through your grounded hand and knee. Hold here one more breath, trying to keep ourselves centered. And then lower your hand and knee down. Tuck your back toes. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. And slowly begin to walk out your dog. Breathing into your back of your legs. Press one heel down at a time, bending the other knee. Feeling a nice stretch along both calves. Maybe the back of your knee, maybe the back of your thigh. And then settle into your downward facing dog. Peek your hips as high as they'll go. Press down through all 10 fingertips. Spiral the creases of your elbow forward. This should broaden your shoulder blades. And then slowly and gently draw your heels toward the mat, but it's okay if they don't touch. You always have this kind of push and pull between lifting your hips and drawing your heels down. And those opposing directions are what are going to give you length and strength along the whole back of your legs. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrists, ragdoll pose. Allow your belly to rest on your thighs. Allow your weight to hang heavy. Keep your fingertips on the mat or option to grab opposing elbows. Notice how this lengthens the spine as it has additional weight drawing down through your arms. Notice how this feels on your back and which one you prefer. Option to sway side to side, feeling the stretch along your outer ribs. Bring your fingertips down to the mat. Heel toe your feet together. And slowly begin to rise all the way up to a standing head and neck, our last from the top. Big shoulder rotations, up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Beautiful. Inhale, draw your hands to the sky. Spiral your pinkies in, palms face toward the back wall. Relax your shoulders away from your ear. Reach up through the crown of your head. Reach up through your fingertips. Press down through the heels and the balls of your feet. Activate your calves, your thighs, and your glutes. Squeeze the belly button in. Hold for a breath. Exhale, gentle back bend. Lift through the chest. Cactus the arms. Maybe push the hips a little forward. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, vertical twist to the right. Reach your left hand forward. Draw your right fingertips behind you. Keep both hips pointing forward as you start to walk your eyes over your right hand. Squeezing through the core for stability and to keep your right hip reaching forward. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, vertical twist to the left. Bring your right hand forward. Left fingertips reach behind you, pushing the left hip forward, allowing your eyes to walk back to look over your left hand. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift with the chest. Maybe push the hips a little forward. Inhale, rise, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Push the hips back, hinge with a flat back until you find that tension behind your knees, and then bend them and continue to fold over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Long, strong spine. Press your palms into your shins. Exhale, plant your hands down. Step back to a high plank. Hold for just a breath, squeezing the belly button up. Just a little bit of core activation in this gentle flow. And then slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your palms under your shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra. Pressing down through the front of your hips. Slowly lift your chest up off the mat. Putting not much pressure in the hands, just using that for stability. Squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs. Lower the chin down. Once again, inhale, baby cobra. If you would like a deeper back bend stretch, begin to softly press into your hands and start to stretch out the upper back by lifting the chest higher. But just know you don't have to go all the way. And the more repetitions you do of this, the more warmed up your back will feel. Lower all the way down to your chin. Leave your right hand where it is. Bring your left hand out at about a 45-degree angle from your left shoulder. So extend the entire left hand out. Left arm is straight. Begin to press into your right hand as you slowly begin to roll yourself up toward your left shoulder. So your right shoulder is lifting up off the mat, and only go as far as you feel comfortable on that left shoulder. Perhaps begin to lift your right foot off the mat, and if you have really flexible shoulders, you might feel comfortable putting your right foot down on the mat behind your left leg. If this feels uncomfortable on the shoulder, then just back off and stretch less. Feeling the stretch along the front of your shoulder on the left side. Beautiful. Slowly return back to center, moving with control. Bring your left hand underneath your shoulder and reach your right arm out to the side at about a 45-degree angle from your right shoulder. Slowly begin to press down into your left hand to roll your left shoulder up toward your right shoulder. And once again, if you feel like you're twisting far enough, you might lift up your left foot and maybe even place it on the mat behind your right leg. Hold here, breathe into it, noticing where it's too much, where to back off, and where the sweet spot stretch is. Beautiful. Slowly come back to center. Bring both hands back under your shoulder. Inhale up to tabletop position, and then push your hips back to child's pose, allowing your torso to rest on your thighs. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Relax your shoulders back away from your ears. If it feels comfortable, option to walk your hands down your sides and have your arms reaching along your outer thighs for a true traditional child's pose. If that feels less comfortable, you're welcome to keep your arms extended forward. Beautiful. Inhale, walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Press yourself up to tabletop and walk your legs out in front of you and come down to a seat. Beautiful. Legs out in front of you, toes point up. Keep a gentle bend in your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, seated forward fold. Now you're not going to go very deep because we didn't do a ton of warm-ups today. So you're not going to be as flexible as you would after a full active yoga class. But it still feels great to stretch out along the back of your legs. So keep the toes pointed high. Keep the chest lifting up so your back is long. Reach forward with your hands and keep starting with a gentle bend in the knees. If you have more flexible legs, you can feel free to straighten out through the knees, but try to avoid rounding in the back. So continue to lift up with the chest, up with the crown of your head, and feeling the bend at your hips, not through the back. Beautiful. Just breathing into those tight areas. Great job. Inhale, slowly walk yourself all the way up and lower all the way down to your back. Bring your knees into your chest for a little hug. Beautiful. Bring your feet flat on the mat. Keep them about hips width distance apart. So imagine that your feet are parallel, about kind of like they're on railroad tracks. Both feet are tracking toes directly forward, and your knees are stacked directly up above your hips. Press down on the outer edges of your mat. Maybe even grab the outer edges of your mat and rip it towards the outside of your room. Inhale, bridge pose. Slowly begin to lift your hips up, rolling your chest up toward your chin, keeping your chin lifted and not reaching it down toward your chest. Hold here, press down through the heels and the balls of your feet. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. If the shoulders are feeling okay, begin to walk your shoulder blades underneath of you to have a deeper stretch along the front of your chest. Hold one more breath here. Maybe reach the hips a little higher. Exhale, slowly lower your glutes all the way to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Inhale, happy baby. Bring your knees out. Reach the soles of your feet flat toward the sky and grab the outer edges of your knees and pull them down toward your outer ribs. Now, if this feels really good and you feel comfortable going a little bit deeper, maybe grab all the way up to the bottom of your feet and use that more leverage to draw your knees even closer to you at your outer ribs. But pay attention to your spine. If your tailbone starts to curl up, then you might be reaching a little too high. You want your spine to stay flat on the mat. Maybe gently rock from side to side. Beautiful. Return your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Extend your left leg long. Grab both hands around your right shin. Draw your right knee out and up toward your right shoulder. Inhale, wind removing pose. We're going to hold this for a little longer than we typically do, really allowing ourselves to squeeze our knee up toward the shoulder and tight toward the outer ribs. Hold for another breath. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, supine twist. Guide the right knee gently toward the left side of the body. Maybe stack your right hip over your left. Reach your right arm out to the side. Lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. And play with how deep you feel comfortable twisting. Keep your core slightly engaged just to protect your spine from over twisting, but see how it feels to maybe go a little deeper, reaching your right knee a little closer toward the mat. And if that's a little too much, then just back off. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug to realign the spine. And then extend your right leg long. Grab both hands around your left shin. Draw your left knee out and up toward the left shoulder. And once again, we'll hold this for a few breaths, really squeezing the knee up and in. By squeezing our knee up and in, it really presses the upper left thigh into the outer ribs. And this pressure is really great for allowing the organs in your body in those areas to feel compressed. And then when you release, it helps with the circulation through those organs. Inhale. Exhale, supine twist. Guide your left knee across the body. Stack your left hip over your right. Reach your left arm out to the side. Draw your left ear down toward your left shoulder. And once again, keep the core engaged so you don't allow yourself to twist too far, but play with how far you feel comfortable twisting. Maybe extend your left leg if you want a deeper twist, or just play with how far your knee draws toward the right side of the room. Keep your shoulder blades flat on the mat the whole time, and just look past your left fingertips. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself one more big hug. And exhale, release. Shavasana. Extend your arms and legs out long and wide. Walk your shoulder blades down your back to broaden through the chest. Take a big breath in through your nose and exhale, release Shavasana. Relaxing through the toes, the arches and the heels. Relaxing through your ankles and your knees and your thighs. Relaxing through your hips, your fingertips, your palms and your forearms. Feeling your belly gently rise and fall with each effortless breath. Relax all of the muscles in your face and allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Are you able to remember what some of those high points are that you had identified in the beginning of class? Take this opportunity to relish in those wins for the next few moments. Gently begin to bring awareness back to the breath. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up over your head for a wall-to-wall stretch. Point your toes, get long, get lean. And exhale, slowly bring your knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and rock from side to side. And then fall over on your favorite side. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly push yourself up to a seat and cross your legs. Or find that comfortable position that you started in. Sit tall, sit proud, bring your palms together and press your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself up. Maybe look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. May we be the change we wish to see in the world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share it with the world. Namaste.